Are you the type of person that hangs out in the back and when confrontation, struggle, and unknown arises in the front, you rush up there to take control, to take charge, and resolve a situation? Or do you pretend you don't see what's going on and you hang out and see how it plays out and let those you're responsible for fail? Are you the type of person that stays in the front, seizing control of everything so that nothing can potentially fail, not allowing those under you to learn? Or are you the type of person that hangs out in the middle, so when confrontation to the front or the rear happens, you can step in when needed, letting those individuals struggle to the point to where failure is not achieved, and when you see that they need your assistance, you step in, provide guidance, and take over if necessary? Today we're going to talk about leadership. Good morning. Welcome back to another episode. God has blessed us with another glorious day on this earth as we know it. Today we're going to talk about leadership. For anybody that's been in a leadership position, we've all developed our own styles based off of what we think is right, based off of things that we have learned, and based off of things that we have learned not to do. So let's cover real quick what the Bible says. Lead by example. Do everything without complaining and arguing, so that no one can criticize you. Live clean, innocent lives as children of God, shining like bright lights in a world full of crooked and perverse people. That's from Philippians chapter 2, verses 14 through 15. 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 12. Be careful to live properly among your unbelieving neighbors. Then even if they accuse you of doing wrong, they will see your honorable behavior, and they will give honor to God when he judges the world. So, obviously, you have your spiritual leaders, right? Living. I always want to say by the guidance of God, but I have to say for myself, living the best that I can by the guidance and rules, because I'm not perfect and I fail at a lot of things, and I think we all do if we really would admit it. So being a spiritual leader and following all of these rules, right, so that those that are following you can really have faith and believe in what you're teaching. You know, and as this applies to our day to day. Not just in the military aspect, but in civilian life as well. You know, when I referenced your position of leadership, you know, I think that you have really good leaders. I think that you have leaders that really do their best, ones that struggle, and ones that are awesome and that are mentors. And you don't just want to follow them because you're supposed to, because you truly absolutely believe in what they're saying and what the end goal is and the mission, and you want to be with them and help them be successful. So when we talk about positional leadership, you know, those in the back, and I've seen it, and you know, I think when I first started out in the Marine Corps as an NCO that I may have been in this place, right? The ones that are in the back, right? Because you're unsure, you're not really sure where to step in. Maybe because you can't make up that difference between, or the difference between, you know, friendship, you wanting people to like you, and then really what the ultimate goal is, you know, a successful mission. So you're kind of hanging out in the back, you're observing, you kind of have a pretty good idea of everything that's going on, but it's situational, right? Because you can choose where you step in and where you don't, right? If it's something that you're really not comfortable with, number one, maybe you shouldn't be in that leader position, first of all. But number two, sometimes you kind of play it off and you're like, oh, you know, I'm doing this and I don't see this going on. Let's see how it plays out. And oh, okay, they've got it. So I'm going to run in, I'm going to push up, and I'm going to step in to make it seem like it's something that I accomplished, right? Or maybe you don't step in at all and let those that actually did the work receive the glory. Then you have those that are up front. I've never really been one of these type of people. But there's those that are, absolute 100% glory hounds. Even if they had very little part or no part in what's going on, they want to reap the benefits and the rewards of what it is that took place, right? Or they hold on to everything and not disperse out or task certain things to make everybody part of the team, because they know that if they do it, it'll be done right. There won't be any questions asked, no hassles. And at the end of the day, you're completely worn out. Those below you have learned absolutely nothing, and the mission was successful. Okay. I'm definitely guilty of that. It was hard for me to pass on certain things that I was used to doing, that my leader had me do, right? And when you take or assume that responsibility, you don't want to pass on those tasks because you're so comfortable in doing whatever that chore or task is that you just know you can knock it out. But you have to learn to let others struggle and almost fail to the point, personal failure with the intent to learn, not, make them look bad or ultimately have the mission fail. You gotta allow them to do that so that you can build them up to be leaders, because ultimately that's the goal of leadership, right? Mission success, and then building your subordinates up to be better than you as leaders when it's their time. And then you have the place where I think that you should strive to be, and that's in the middle, right? So you can see everything that's going on. Those that are doing more important things, you got that. Those that are doing less important things, you got that as well. Being so in tune with what's going on that in the event that they struggle, and you can see it in their face that they need help or assistance, step in and not really take control, but step in and provide that guidance, that mentorship, that leadership to assist them, right? Hey, what you're doing looks really good, but this is how I would do it, okay? Not saying that you have to do it this way, but maybe incorporate your idea, my idea together, and we'll look at the outcome once you're done and go from there, okay? So I think there's several different leadership styles. I think that they all can be effective, and you kind of have to learn as you go. So yeah, leadership. Where do you fit in? Where do you strive to be? And obviously, as Christ followers, we're talking about the biblical side of things, being a spiritual leader, being the best person that you can be, being the best hands and feet that you can be. As always, I challenge you all to make God your priority every day. Wake up humbly in Thanksgiving. Thank God for all the things He's put into your life. Pray for the things that you need. There are no selfish prayers. And before we go, real quick today, if you have anything that you want to talk about or anything you're struggling with, I challenge you, I encourage you to drop a comment. It can just be a one-liner, and I'll do the research, I'll look it up, and we'll talk about it. So I hope you all have a blessed day and a great weekend, a fabulous day of Sabbath on Sunday, and we'll see you next time.